This video is going to show you how to save your Clicky file and change the name so that you can add it to your Google Drive and also to Google Classroom. There's going to be three formats, including a JPEG, which is a .jpg, a PNG file, which is .png, and a PSD file, which is a Photoshop document. When I originally gave you these scans, it was a black and white scan, and it was named like this: AZ Hand _ first initial last name, what grade you're in, and what period you have art, with an underscore and the word final. We're going to click right here and delete the .jpg, the final, and the underscore, and then we're going to add your shelf number to the front, and I'm just going to use number 21 for this particular example. And then while you have it here, click back across it, select all of that text and copy it. I'm going to hold the Control key down and tap the letter C to copy that text, and then click Rename. So now it's renamed the file over here. I'm going to turn these two layers back on. Then I'm going to go to my File menu and select where it says Save PNG. I'm going to choose PSD. It's going to automatically download this to your Downloads folder, and I'm going to click right here where it says Show in Folder. This will open up your Downloads folder on your netbook. Notice that it changed the name. It should say this, and so we're going to change it so that these two match. The easiest way to change it is to hold the Alt key down on your keyboard, which is right next to the space bar, and then click your trackpad to select it and go down to where it says Rename. Also notice that there's a keyboard shortcut here, which is holding the Control key down and tapping the Enter key on your keyboard. So since I copied that text while I was in Clecky, and it changed the name every time you download a file from Clecky, it changes the name, puts today's date on it. So I'm going to hold the Control key down again and tap the letter V, and it's going to copy and paste that information into this file name. Then I'm going to close this window, go back here, and instead of PSD, we're also going to save it as PNG. The difference between those two is that a PNG is a flattened file. A PSD has layers. So I'm going to click Show in Folder again. And once again, you'll notice it changed it and put Clecky on the end with today's date. So once again, I'm going to hold the Alt key down, select it by tapping the trackpad and selecting Rename. Then I'm going to hold the Control key down while that text is selected and tap the letter V to paste it in there, and then hit the Enter key on my keyboard. I'm going to close this window. I'm going to close the Clecky window, and I'm in my Drive in the folder that's labeled, this is my student shelf number, art is the subject, A student, and then 8P1. 8 is 8th grade, P1 is period 1. I've already got a folder in here named the same thing, and that one should be actually named, AZ Hand. So this is the folder for the class, and this is the folder for the assignment. You'll notice that it's already got a file in here. This was the original scan that you downloaded and then uploaded into Clecky. So I'm going to click on New over here, select File, Upload. It's going to go to my Downloads folder because that's the last folder that I had open. And in this case, I'm going to click on the PNG file. I'm going to hold the Shift key down and click on the PSD file so that it uploads both files at the same time. And then click Open. So after it's uploaded both of those files, I've now got copies of them in here, so I can delete them from my Downloads folder. Because what's going to happen is you don't want too many files in there because it's going to slow down your computer. So I'm going to double click on Downloads. I'm going to select all three of these by clicking and dragging. I'm using the trackpad for this. And basically what I do is I hold one finger down to hold the trackpad clicker down, and then I'm just dragging with another finger to select all three of those. And then I can hit delete and close this window. So now I've got those files in my Google Drive. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the assignment. I'm going to click Add or Create from the Google Drive. And the only file that I want up here is the PSD file. Since they're all named the same thing, I'm going to click over here and change this to List View. This is the most recent one on top, so I'm going to double click this one. And it's going to upload it to Google Classroom. And now I can click Turn In. And then click Turn In again. We will be using the other two files. In fact, we've already used the black and white version on our portfolio slideshow. And so next week we're going to add this PSD file and also the PNG file to our Google Slideshow for your portfolio, which is embedded in your website.